Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this robe card. Somebody asked me if I could do a video showing how to make one of these, and I have to confess I didn't know what a robe card was, but she helped me out on that, so thanks Patricia. So the belly band comes off, the card opens and the wedding greeting is inside. Beautiful, beautiful way of doing a card. I always like things that are just a little bit different. So I'm going to show you how I made this. Card pieces that you're going to need. I'm not going to change anything apart from this little design here. I've thought of something else that I can do. And also I've run out of my glimmer paper, so I don't actually have all the pieces I need, but it's just this piece at the back there that I'm missing, so that's no real problem. So the card pieces you're going to need, I've used the thick white cardstock. I've done that because as you know, I like to have layers on my card, but this doesn't really have layers apart from that one at the back, but it's not so important when you've got something as thick as this. Anyway, this measures 5 3/4 inches by 11 1/4 inches. That's 14.5 by 28.5 centimetres. You need 4 pieces of Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer Paper, and they should measure 1 7/8 inches by 4 inches, which is 4.75 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Because this is going to be quite a long video, I've already cut these pieces out first. I have made a video showing you how I do these, and I'll put the link in the box below in case you haven't seen that. So there's those. You also need a piece for the background here, which is the piece that I'm missing, and that should measure 4 3/8 inches by 5 5/8, which is 8.5 by 14.25 centimetres. You need a piece of thick cardstock for the sentiment there. You need another piece for the sentiment that's on the inside, and that measures 1 inch by 3 1/2 inches, which is 2.5 by 6.5 centimetres. You also need, this is my last piece, so I've got a couple of stars missing out of mine, Dazzling Details Glimmer Paper, and this measures 1 inch by I can't see the piece I need, by 12 inches, and that's 2.5 centimetres by 30 centimetres. So that's all the cardstock you're going to need. So we're going to do get this into shape first. What you need to do is take your ruler. I'll give you the inches first, and then I'll give you the centimetres. I think I needed to change one here, didn't I? Where's my pen? That one there. Right, so you need to mark at 1 inch, 3 inches, 4 1/2 inches, 9 inches, centimetres, that's 2.5 centimetres, 7.5, 11.5 and 23 centimetres. Now you need to turn your cardstock 90 degrees to the left, anti-clockwise, and then put a mark along here at 2 7/8, which is 7 centimetres. Now we need our trimmer, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut from this corner down here up to our 1 inch mark, or the 2.5 centimetre mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that mark up in the groove, and then I'm going to line that point into the groove. Right, top's okay, point is okay, top moved slightly, but that's back in position, close it, just double check that it hasn't moved very slightly. Come on, that's it, brilliant, that's fine. Now cut that piece off, and then over to this side you need to cut at this mark, which is the 9-inch mark, and you want to go down to the 2 7/8. Okay, so that's going from 23 centimetres down to 7 centimetres. And again, line that one up in the groove and then this one up in the groove. There we go. Cut that one off. Now I'm going to use my scoring board for the next part, but you can use your trimmer if that's how you prefer to do your scoring. Right, now we need to score 4 lines. Right, if you line this up nice and straight at the top here, your point is touching the edge, then you're safe to score at 4.5 inches and 9 inches. Which is 11.5 centimetres and 23 centimetres. Okay, so that's 11.5 and 23 centimetres. Now we've got to score the 2 lines so that we can get our folds. And the way we're going to do that is, first of all, we're going to do a score line rather from the 3-inch down to this corner. So that's the 7.5 centimetres down to this corner. And the way that I do that is I pick a number, and I normally go for number 10, so that the point can go into number 10. I put my stylus into number 10, and then I follow that channel down. So then I put my point back in there, bring my stylus up so it meets up with this mark down here, this pencil mark down here. Okay, now I'm going to score that. Like that. Okay, now I need to do this side, so I'm going to choose number 10 there, and I've got to go from here to that corner there. So I need to be able to put my point into number 2, so I'm going to bring my stylus down here, put that into number 2, take this back up to my point here, and then I can score. Okay, as easy as that. It looks more complicated than it is really. Right, now I use scrap for this. What we're going to do, let me bring my card back so you can see. You don't want to see all the emails that have bounced. It's been an absolute nightmare for me recently, but it's all sorted out now, fortunately. Okay, these pieces here, I need 2 of them, and what we're going to do is on this side. Oh, remove your pencil marks first. There we go, so that's going to be folded inwards, that'll be outwards, that's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this on here and then trim the bits off down here, and then bring the next one up and put that like that. What I do to try and make this a little bit easier for myself is where I'm lining this up against the channel, I leave a very small gap because that's going to fold, and I don't want this sticking off the end. I don't want to really go round and have to stick glue on all of this and then push it down and it gets stuck everywhere. So what I do is I hold that in place, just turn it over. You may not want to bother about doing this bit, and I just put little pencil marks here to show me where I will be cutting the bits off, and it gives me an idea how far I need to be putting my glue. Like that. Okay, and when you're doing this, make sure you at least get this so that it comes off the end, that bit there. Okay, don't start it down here somewhere. There's no way that we can avoid wasting some of this at all. I'm using Tombow with this. The fine glue pen would be brilliant to use. I suppose you could use snail on bits. It's whatever you're more comfortable with. So I just go up to my pencil lines. Then I'm not having glue in lots of other places that I don't need it and having to fight with it. When I first started to make this robe card, the first one I did it by applying designer series paper, but I wasn't happy with the way the folds were going. I'll show you that towards the end. Right, so I've done that. I'm going to adhere that on here. I can see all of my score line there. Let me show you. Sorry about that. See, you can see all the score line there. I've not covered any of it up, so when that bends over, it's not going to start coming apart there. So now that I've done that part, I'm going to just cut off these edges. Again, this is another job where it's really lovely if you've got non-stick scissors. There we go, those can go. Now to do the next part. Now what I did here was, because I didn't want this line here to be too obvious, I took my paper snips and I just cut that piece off, that straight line. Just did it where it came, where it actually joined onto the pattern bits here, and then once you put it on there, it all lines up brilliantly. Now again, there's not going to be much needed here, so what I'm going to do is, if I cut from there over to that bit, I'm going to cut from there over to that bit there. I'm just going to eyeball this. There we go, that's fine. So let's put some Tombow on this. When you've got things like this, where it's really separated, it's important to make sure you do get glue on those. Doesn't need much, just enough to hold it down. Unfortunately, apart from cutting these shapes out, this isn't something that I could have done ahead of time unless I had 2 cards on the go, and I couldn't do that because I've run out of glimmer paper. Okay, so if we pop that down there, line it up, again making sure that I can see all of my score line there, all nicely adhered down. And then cut those pieces off. Okay, so it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Really lovely. Right, so now we've only got this small piece to do. So am I going to go right up to the edge there? No, I don't think I will, because by the time I try folding that little narrow angle over, there's not going to be anything there anyway. So right, so I need to cut from, I'm going to take from this point here, the dip, let's see that, yeah, and I'm just going to aim to come down to that piece there. So that one, over to that, and I won't be having to glue too much. Oops, that bit I should have been doing on my mat really, shouldn't I? Always forget to bring that over. Never mind. Right, let's put some glue on here. That's okay. No, missed a bit there. And a big bit there. Right. Let's just turn that over. Right, not too close up to the edge there. But make sure I can see all the channel. That's it. Now I'm going to cut that piece off. And then the last piece. Now I'm going to cut this piece off again, the straight line, because that's going to line up with that straight line. I don't want it too thick. Let's just close that. There we go. I only need a very small piece here. So if I cut from here and then up to there. And again, glue in on as many places as you can get it. another way you could do this, if you didn't want to fiddle about doing all of this, you could stamp a pattern onto your cardstock before you did all the scoring and the cutting, so you, like basically doing your own DSP, but it would be on cardstock. Or you could do a pattern and heat emboss it. That would look really nice, and definitely a lot less fiddly. I think it depends on your patience threshold, really. As you know, I do have quite a bit. Oops, careful. Okay. And then cut that off. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. That. Not sure whether these pieces will come in handy, I doubt it. Right, now we can fold our card. So we need to fold these two inside, and then nice crisp edge with our bone folder, and then fold this one back, but open it out. Don't do your bone folder along that bit, do it along this bit here, and then the same on the other side. Fold that one over, make sure you line up nice and straight. Fold this one back, and then open that out and do your bone folder from this side. Okay, so the idea that I had, instead of doing this, was I've cut these out. Let's have a dark sheet here. Well, it's darker. Okay, and these are from the Flourish Thinlits. It's this die here. And what I thought I would do is to have these as stripes going down like this. I think that looked quite nice. Let me have a look on this side as well. Okay, it's something a bit different. Looking at it in the screen in front of me, so yeah, I think that's fine. Thing is, you have to imagine that I've got that piece in there, which is obviously far too small. Let's just move that over a little bit, cover that one up. So that gives you an idea of what it will look like once I've done that piece. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there. I don't think I'll try another piece. So that's going to finish up just about there. I'm just going to do this as a straight line across. I'm not going to try and cut it as a circle. So let's put some more Tombow. Come on. Yes, it's coming. I don't like it when it does this, because quite often it will all of a sudden just spit out and it'll be far too thick. again, as I said, one of the alternatives is you could always stamp any kind of pattern like this. I'm trying to think of which is a stamp set that's got a line on it. I know which is Floral Phrases. That's got a nice border stamp in it. You could always use that. There we go, that's that one. Now I'm going to, where do I want this one to go? Because I want to get that one as well. Alright, is that going up to the end? Yes. So cut those last two off. Right, more Tombow. It's better, it's coming out nicer now. Okay. That's that one there. Oops. Bring it down a bit, it wasn't touching the edge there. So, have I got another complete one here? Just want to cut the bottom piece off. I'm going to have to put another piece on the top of this, but at least I want the bottom to be straight. That's better, it's coming out nicely now. Okay. I'll try and get that to go up straight. I think that looks alright. And then I just need something to finish off here. So what I need to do is I'll use the two pointed ones like that, and that will fit onto there to continue the design. And I will have to trim this bit off because that's going to come off the edge. Okay. And just pop that on there. Continue the circle. And then just cut that piece off. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. Right, so what I need to do now is the belly band and the sentiments. So that's for the wedding wishes, and that's for this one. They're both going to be embossed with silver, and I've prepared my Stampin' jig to help me out here, especially on this one. And I need my embossing buddy and Versamark rather, and my silver embossing powder. So first of all we'll do this one. Okay, so that's, I've got a sticky finger. Where's my right, the sentiment for this is from Floral Phrases. Oh yes, this is the border that I was thinking of. That would look nice stamped on here, this one. That would look very nice. Okay, so that's that stamp set, and the Wedding Wishes I'm using will be from Rose Wonder, and that's the frame. That's that bit. Okay. Right, so let's do this first. I'm talking too much, aren't I? Right. Got that there, and my Stampin' jig handle. Make sure I've got it up the right way. And powder. Okay, so leave that there for a jiffy. And then for this one, right, I don't think I need to bother about a Stampin' jig for this. I'm never quite sure whether I can get away with doing the two at the same time, or whether I should do the frame and then do the sentiment. I don't see why I can't do it all in one go. Shall we try? Okay, I suppose really it's because it's easier to get it positioned properly if I do them separately. Looks as if it's going to be a bit wonky. Let's see. It is a bit. I'm still going to carry on with it because I haven't really got the proper piece that I need to do the belly band, because mine has got the two hearts, stars punched out of it. So I can always do that properly later. For the sake of the video, it's fine. Right, now my heat tool rather. There's that one and that one. In fact, I can't really do that one either, can I? Where's my tweezers to hold that one? Okay. Excuse the noise for a while. So of course I can't do that one either, can I? Because that's I don't have the inside sheet. But I can tell you what I'm going to do. So first of all, this one, what I will do is I will get my correct size sheet and adhere that inside, and then to put this inside I will use glue dots. I find that that's about the best there is for adhering anything onto the glimmer paper, either glue dots or Tombow, but you do need to put Tombow under a bit of pressure to hold it down. Okay, so imagine that I've done that bit, and this, there is a die for it, so I will just bring my Tombow back, my Big Shot back again, just cut that piece out, and the die that one's coming from is from the Rose Garden Thinlits, and it's this one here. Now I don't need that one, do I? Need my magnetic platform. In fact, let's put that one at the bottom, it's a bit straighter. There we go. Okay, so that's that. Let's move this out of the way again. Now the way I do my belly band, I don't measure it. Now that bit I want to go on the inside, so I just wrap that round, give that a squeeze, and then give that one a squeeze, but I don't pull it tight because it needs room to be able to slide up and down. So that will be quite fine for that. And first of all I'll close it with some glue dots. Obviously avoid the star cutouts. Now come on. Let's try that again. That's it. I'm going to put 6 on here to make sure it does hold down. But as I say, I will make a new one for this because I don't like the idea of using something where it's got a cutout on, just in case the recipient could see. And that's a bit dark, isn't it? Put those where they would be visible. So let's do it this way then. There we go. And then where's my sentiment? This one. And again I'm going to put some glue dots on that. So this just looks like the belt that's going round the robe. I will have 6 on these as well to make sure it doesn't come off. there we go, a robe card. There's that one and the one I showed you earlier, and let me show you this as well. This is the first one that I was doing where I was putting DSP on it, but the trouble is it's very difficult to put DSP onto something that's actually folding. As I did this and I folded it, it really became very short on there, and now it won't straighten up again because that's the nature of it as it stretches around. I'm not sure terminology for all of that, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Ideally, to do this you would need to have the pieces cut to size, so you've got a little layering going on there. You'd need it on that side, and there was no way that I could work out how to tell you what size this was going to be, because that's not a right angle, so that wasn't an option. So I was looking at something like this, or stamping a design onto the paper. That would work brilliantly, but I finished up with this one. I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a try. It is very fiddly, I will give you that, but if you've got a wedding card to make and it's for somebody special, it's no trouble at all. Many thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the box below or email me at janb@janbcards.com. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here, if you click on the 24/7 link that you'll find in the box below, that'll take you straight to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. If you can't see the box, it'll be hidden behind a grey bar that says show more, or a grey down arrow. Click on whichever you can see and it'll open the box up for you. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and finally I will list all the materials that I've used and the sizes. They will all be on the screen, but if you're watching this on a device that doesn't make those visible, again they will all be in the box below, so click on the bar or the arrow and you better find them. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.